All right, we all know nothing's better than getting into bed and feeling personalized comfort, and Malouf creates options for every sleeper. The Utah Warriors are proud to have Malouf as a partner, and it's my privilege to be joined by the founder of Malouf, Sam Malouf, and Jake Neely.
Hey,
Guys, thanks for joining me.
thanks for having us on. Yeah, we're super excited.
Okay, let's talk about the Malouf Foundation. How did this come to be?
Yeah, let me throw that out a little bit. So we, like you mentioned, we make bedding products, and for a lot of years we were in a fortunate situation where a lot of primary need circumstances, whether it was environmental disaster, economic issues, or domestic abuse scenarios. In some cases, we're able to provide bedding, which was often a primary need in those circumstances. And so that happened for enough years that we thought, hey, maybe we can make this, a bigger thing and really be able to lean in behind some bigger causes. And that's when the foundation started about 4 years ago, when we were learning more about human trafficking specifically, and decided to make fighting against child sex exploitation our primary cause, and have used bedding as well as our influence in our industry to help assist in that cause.
Why specifically this cause? Why do you feel so strongly about it?
I think as we've learned about a lot of different causes and needs throughout the world, they're all good, and it's awesome to see people supporting and participating really at any level and any good thing. But I think when we look at children and look at our role as adults in doing our share to protect children that aren't really set up to protect themselves, in addition to the specific subject matter we're speaking of, it's undeniably the most insidious and most needful cause out of everything we could look at. And so as we talk about it with people, it's something that everybody wants to help. There's no denying the need, and it's a very undivisive topic to speak with people about.
I saw a lot of this, as Sam mentioned, we worked with other organizations that were helping kids. And when you are there firsthand, you see a kid in need, or you hear stories of the social workers and other people that are helping these kids, whether it's through foster care or, domestic violence shelter that we've worked with in the past. Those things stick with you. And it's not something that you can, ever forget or dismiss in any way. And so, that to me has really shaped a lot of it, is these experiences with other organizations to know what we can do and where the need is. That's really not dismissible.
Yeah, that impact can be massive. Absolutely. How has this affected you guys personally as you've learned more about what happens and the impact that you can have in trying to help?
Other than what Jake said, it's interesting when you see the scale of the problem that exists and the uphill battle really to make an aggregate massive impact. But like Jake said, when we've been able to have individual experiences with people and make an impact through something small, really in our realm of contribution, change a life, that's really changing. And so then you look and you say, well, gee, how much more could we do with more individual effort or with a group of individual efforts? And so it's really impactful, I think, to know the stories of the people.
I had an experience one time. We're in Logan right now, where we're headquartered, and we had done a charity project where we built beds for kids that didn't have a bed, and we worked through the local foster care group to find the kids that needed a bed. And as we went around and we took the beds into these homes, just seeing what they were sleeping on. Typically, it was sometimes a little nest of clothes, they just had in a corner, or, there were six kids in one house that was sleeping on one twin bed. It was some siblings and their cousins. And I remember after doing the last one, I'm driving down Main Street in Logan, where I grew up, and just thinking about the different world that these kids lived in. And it really, I don't know, it really changed my perspective a lot of the need that exists right in our own backyards. And that viewpoint that I got through those experiences really changed me to realize that the need is here, the need exists right here, but it also exists right there. And, for anybody else watching in your community, there's a need right there. And so being those eyes and ears and to be a helper in each community is super important.
And that's a great point. One, we take the bed we sleep on for granted, and two, it's not always way far away from us where there's a problem. It's right here, and you guys are doing great work to try and help with that. What are some of the recent projects you've been involved in with the foundation?
So we're constantly learning, growing, finding gaps of where needs exist, and so that's been really exciting. One of the things that we launched last year is an initiative called On Watch, and On Watch is training to help people recognize the signs of sex trafficking. So a lot of people don't know that it does happen all around us. It happens in a lot of different forms and in different ways and at different times and places. So knowing what that looks like, knowing what to expect when you're at an airport or a bus station, or when you're at home in your own neighborhood, is really important and is a gap that exists for most people. So OnWatch seeks to fill that gap and help people know what they're looking for, and then if they see something, then what to do about it, who to call, what to say, and develop the confidence to really make that report, which in reality, not speaking hyperbole or anything, really could save somebody's life. So we're knee deep in On Watch, and also, of course, we're really grateful to the Utah Warriors for the big sponsorship with On Watch. It's awesome to see that come to fruition.
So if someone wanted to get involved in the On Watch training, how long does it take? Where can people access? How can people take it?
So really easy URL, iamonwatch.org. And as soon as you land on the website, you click start the training and you're in. So there's no cost. It's something that's really, really simple and quick. The training actually takes only 30 to 45 minutes in total. And it's split up between about 10 modules. So you could start in and do 1, 2, 3, take a break, come back later, do a few more and come back. But in total, the commitment is about 45 minutes. So, to consider that, whether you're on a home laptop or desktop, you're on your phone, just to come in and spend 45 minutes of your time, again, over multiple times, to know about an important issue where you could make a difference in somebody's lives, to me is a very, very low investment and really makes it pretty easy.
Yeah, no doubt. Is there anything else you guys want to mention about what you're doing with the foundation or On Watch that people should know about?
Yeah, so in Utah, we work a lot with law enforcement, other agencies, social workers, and there's a big need. And so some of our other initiatives revolve around helping kids at different levels. One of the organizations we work with closely is the Children's Justice Center. They're the place where a kid goes if they have been abused in whatever way. And the Children's Justice Center exists so that the child goes to one place and they have to tell their story one time to one trained person. It's just there to help them feel loved. And then all the other agencies that need to help that child are there, which is a springboard for their own recovery and to bring justice to the perpetrator. And so we're working closely with them and are really excited to launch some new initiatives there. Also right now they have what they call a Shine campaign, which is essentially stories of survivors that have been abused to help others, feel more like it's normal. Like it's not something that is that they need to be ashamed about in any way, but it's something that they can receive help from, and again is more common than they think. So we really appreciate that partnership and the work that we can do there.
All right, guys, what is the partnership with the Utah Warriors and the Malouf Foundation?
Yeah, we were really excited to partner up with the Utah Warriors. The Malouf Foundation is the official charity of the Utah Warriors. And you'll notice that On Watch is the campaign that we've really focused in on and honed in on, because like I said before, everybody can be trained to recognize the signs of trafficking. And as Utahns ourselves, we think that's super important. And so when you see the Warriors play, on their arm, giant arms, giant logo, you see the On Watch reminder. And so we hope that, as people go to games, as they watch the games, see pictures of the players on social media, every time you see that On Watch logo, it'll be a reminder to either do the training if you haven't, or share it with somebody else, share it with your friends and family, get them to do the training as well.
That real estate is really valuable. Typically, the captain, will have some kind of insignia. So this is certainly a very important charity, very important foundation. So that is appropriate that it would be on the sleeve. In fact, let's hear from one of the Utah Warriors players, Lance Williams, who has done the training and is on watch. All right, Lance, we know you as this amazing rugby player. We know you as a teacher, and now we know you as a guy who is doing the On Watch training, which is fantastic. Tell us about the experience so far.
Oh, training has been awesome. First time, experiencing of learning how trafficking, occurs in this world that we have. But the training has been, I learned so much from, just watching a couple of the videos of what I learned, and it's been a great experience.
Lance, what stood out in all of this?
The most thing that stood out for me in my training was how to alert that some of the people that are being trafficking and stuff like that. So I didn't know as much as that I would know of today, that the signs of looking for specific kind of signs of what causes trafficking and what to alert people.
Lance, how has this prepared you to recognize abuse that may be happening right in front of you?
It prepared me very well. Some of the signs that I didn't know of trafficking was. So was watching all the training and all the videos, it gave me a huge alert of what to look for, of what's causing the trafficking and stuff. So a lot of that really helped me throughout the training.
Lance, how does the knowledge of how to help those abused help you?
Just being much more aware, looking for signs of, the people that we care of, not only the people that we care of, but, people that, that you're good friends with, and people that you see every day, once in a while, always ask them questions of how they're doing, look for typical signs that you will see of causing trafficking. That makes me much more aware of what, to care more about them after watching these trafficking trainings. It really made me aware, and I'm very glad that I got to watch it too.
Lance, you've been in the teaching career for a while now as a preschool teacher, someone who trains youth. How does this training affect you? What does this mean to you?
Oh, it means a lot. It truly means a lot. At the moment, I was scared of watching this video, of doing all this training, but I'm glad that I did. I learned so much because of becoming a preschool teacher. I care so much about my kids, and training young adults and young youth makes me more aware, makes me be more proactive of what to look for signs of to the people that I care of, and especially my kids, my preschool kids. Just being much more aware, especially with their parents too as well, because that the passion that I love working with the kids and training young youth, that takes me to a next level of what I can help them, not only in education or training, stuff like that on and off the field, but especially in their daily lives.
Lance, how would you encourage Warrior Nation to be on watch with you?
So I encourage all the Warrior Nations, my teammates, all the community to take this training. It's highly recommended, and it's so awesome.
Great stuff, Lance. Here's a video from the On Watch program with more information.
I'm doing Uber. I decided to go do Uber right after work, and I picked up a group of 3 girls. I didn't know what was going on at first. I didn't know what was going on, but I started driving them, and they started talking and saying everything that was going on, what they're doing is child sex trafficking. Halfway there, I realized that it was child sex trafficking. This was a 12-year-old girl just sitting right here. 12-year-old girl, little girl. And the pimp was back there. She was controlling both of them, taking them through exactly how to do the prostitution. Talking about the getting the money before you touch the guy, checking for guns. And I'm just sitting there driving, and my stomach starts to curl.
The first time someone hears that 2 million children right now live as sex slaves worldwide, they're shocked. It's a shocking statistic. It's unimaginable that right here in the United States, 250,000 children are forced into commercial sex trafficking. That translates to 1 child being sold for sex every 2 minutes. How is this possible?
One of the reasons that human trafficking has been able to grow so fast is that people don't know it's happening. People aren't aware, even though it's right before their faces, because it's too hard sometimes to recognize. It's too hard to accept that something so horrific could be happening to people, could be happening to children. But there's things we can do if we know the problem is real. There's ways that we can identify victims of trafficking. And if we recognize that, we can then get involved. We can alert the authorities. There can be an intervention, a rescue, a rehabilitation. But it requires so many to know. It requires millions of people to be trained, to be prepared, that when they're in that situation, when they see someone they can help, that they will engage.
That's why we created our new On Watch campaign. It's designed to train and educate people to recognize the signs of human trafficking and to know how to respond. We've partnered with Tim Ballard and Operation Underground Railroad, an incredible organization that rescues and rehabilitates children all over the world. Together, we've created the On Watch training modules. It's crucial for people today to know the signs of commercial sex trafficking because it happens all around us. Being on watch means you're paying attention. Airports, gas stations, bus stops, shopping malls. When you're out in the world, you're trained to see the red flags and you know what to do next.
So when I dropped them off, about 4 minutes later, I just drove away, called the police, told them everything that was going on. The police arrived fast. I mean, they don't play. They do not play. These guys, I didn't even want to say the words, but it's too upsetting. It's too upsetting.
We invite you to take the training, invest in your own awareness, and then pass it on.
Great stuff with Lance Williams. Well, guys, let's remind people how they can connect with and participate in the On Watch program.
So it's really easy. Just go to iamonwatch.org. And again, it just takes about 45 minutes, and it's just an online virtual train. You can move through at your pace, and we're looking forward to seeing all of you take that.
Well, thank you for participating in this. This was great information and a way to reach out in the community and participate. Fantastic stuff. You guys are doing great work that we literally hope saves lives. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
guys.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay. For Sam Malouf, Jake Neely, and Lance Williams, my name is Jarom Jordan, and thanks for watching this video. Go Warriors.